HCS Connects. I'm Kelly Gorel with Hampton City Schools. Today we've got a great show ahead of us as we've got two of our new principals, Sara Meier and Rodney Richardson. So welcome to HCS Connects.
Thank you.
And again, two new principals this year. Sara, you are at Forrest Elementary School.
Yes.
And Rodney, you are at Peake Elementary School. So
Yes.
we've got the Forrest Rangers and the Mighty Oaks from Peake, both with us, but neither of you are new to Hampton City Schools. So let's just, get to know you a little bit more as you're in this new position of being that boss at a school. So Sara, why don't you go ahead and start first and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I started with Hampton City Schools in 2014 at Forrest Elementary. I was a first grade teacher. I worked there and I got the opportunity to loop from first grade, second grade, and to third grade.
Oh wow, so you had the same kids?
With the same group of kids, so I had them for 3 years. They were very special, near and dear to my heart, as every student, but they were especially special to us. And then as I was there, I just started taking on more leadership roles. I started with the climate and culture coach, the mentor lead, was on the leadership team, and became a team lead for when I ended up in third grade. And I always really wanted to be in education. Ever since I was a little girl, I remember lining up everything in my room and teaching my bears and and I had a chalkboard and a whiteboard and all the things. So it's always been on my heart. And so just to be able to be here and do all that just has been very special.
So you were at Forrest when you came to Hampton City Schools in 2014.
Yes.
Is that when you started your teaching career?
It is when I started my teaching career. I'm actually a career switcher. I went to college for business administration, and I have a degree in leadership also through Christopher Newport University. And then I actually went to Enterprise Rental Car and worked in management, and then left there to stay home with my oldest daughter for a year. And after that, I decided that wasn't the life for me and got into banking and was an accounts manager and worked in management in the banking industry.
Oh, wow.
While I went back and got my master's degree for elementary education, because I knew I definitely wanted to teach in the elementary school.
Oh, wow. So that is really neat, though, to show that career switcher pathway and always having that passion for children. And it's okay to do that a little bit later.
Yes, definitely.
So, Rodney, how about you?
I started with Hampton City Schools in 2017. Started at the Gifted Center, which is now Kilgore Gifted Center, where I taught social studies.
Okay.
And then that transition led me to an opportunity to serve as an assistant principal at George P. Phoenix for 3 years. I like to say that I had 2 first years with that COVID year. So,
That's true.
so that was an interesting transition.
So when you were at Phoenix, now we know that Phoenix is pre-K through 8. Were you elementary or were you that middle group?
My primary focus was middle school.
Was middle school?
But I had the fortunate opportunity to go speak with kindergarten students, and that's why I knew I was in my right place.
Very cool. So you were at Phoenix, and then from Phoenix is where you were promoted to principal now at Peake.
That's correct.
And now when you started with Hampton City Schools, was that your first year in education, or do you have prior experience?
I started at Norfolk Public Schools.
Okay.
Yes.
And so how many years of experience do you have?
It was 16 years in Norfolk Public Schools.
16 years in Norfolk Public Schools.
Yes.
And then you've been with us how many years?
This is year 5.
Year 5.
Yeah.
I just had 5.5. So there you go. We're right there together.
Yes.
So again, you just told us a whole lot, both of you, about your professional careers, but we want to know about you. So Sara, I'm coming back to you. Tell us about where did you grow up? Your family. What are your passions, your hobbies?
So I was born and raised in Portsmouth. And then in 1997, we moved to Newport News. My dad's job transferred him to Newport News. So I never was able to attend Hampton City Schools, but married a Hampton City School graduate. So I attended some of the events through high school and stuff like that. We've been local. We now live in Smithfield, Virginia. I have 2 daughters, one that'll be 14 on Friday, and I have a 10-year-old daughter. They both have had the pleasure of coming to Hampton with us for at least 1 year of school. And then when the pandemic happened, it kind of switched things up for us. My passions really are shopping. So, not the passion of my husband, but definitely my passion. And my other passion would be reading. I love to read. A lot of times people will say, "What do you watch on TV?" And I say, I don't watch anything on TV. I spend a lot of my time reading or shopping.
Shopping for what?
All kinds of things. Shopping for things for the kids at school, for my own kids. I tend to buy more things for others than myself, but sometimes I slip some work things in there too.
There you go, the fun fact.
Yeah.
You love to shop. So Rodney, how about you? Tell us about where did you grow up and and anything exciting about Rodney Richardson.
Okay, well, I grew up in Suffolk, Virginia, right on the other side of the water. And from there, I attended school at Virginia Union University. There, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, and I met this man named Mr. Blackwell. And Mr. Blackwell said, "You would be a great teacher." And I kind of blew it off at the time. Didn't really know what to think of it. You asked me at that time, I was going to play professional basketball.
Okay.
But I stopped growing. But then I started doing some substitute teaching when I finished school. And after finishing school, I got that bug to teach. And from there, I fell in love with it and stuck with it ever since.
Well, that's excellent. So what did you originally going to major in? I know you wanted to be a star basketball player, but what was your major?
I was a history major.
Okay.
And I was looking maybe law, considering law. But I said, hey, let's teach history. And I had so much fun doing it.
So when you taught social studies,
Yes.
What grade did you teach?
6 through 8.
6 through 8.
Yes.
Middle school is that middle,
Yes.
so they can be the most challenging sometimes. People don't realize that. So that really is a good foundation, teaching middle school right off the bat.
Certainly. Yes, ma'am.
So what have you enjoyed the most as far as teaching or being an administrator?
Teaching and also being an administrator is the relationships. Just meeting people and watching them grow and excel. That's my true passion.
So what have you enjoyed being at Peake? I mean, yeah, you've been there since July 1 as a new principal.
Yes.
And you had a few honeymoon weeks of being by yourself, maybe with the secretary, not even the AP right away in the building, because our APs are not 12-month at the elementary level. Then you had your new teachers come back, your veteran teachers, then all your students and families. Now we're in October. We're halfway through the first marking period. So what have you enjoyed? What have you learned?
It seemed like every time a new person came into the schoolhouse, my zeal began to grow. Just something lit a fire within me when I first met the secretary, then meeting the assistant principal, then meeting other members of the staff, and then when the students came in, I was ignited. One of the things I love about being at Peake is if ever I'm having a bad day or stress in a decision I need to make, I go into a kindergarten classroom. When you walk in there, they give you the biggest hugs and they're happy to see you, and that makes my day worthwhile.
That is so true. I started in public education 24, 25 years ago as a middle school teacher. But we used to always laugh if you were having a bad day just to walk across the street because we had the elementary school and just go visit a pre-K or a kindergarten classroom because they'll just make you smile no matter what kind of day you're having. So
Certainly.
that's so. How about you, Sarah? I mean, again, at Forrest, you were there originally, but now you've come back as the principal. So what have you really enjoyed about Forrest as the principal position?
I would say the families and the students. I have a lot of families that I had made connections with prior when I was there, and so seeing them come back, they're bringing their children back in the school board, and everybody's just so excited. And I kind of already knew a lay of the land, so walking in the doors, I kind of knew how things ran, and there was no hesitation from the staff as far as what do we expect from you, because they knew me, I knew them, and we kind of knew what to expect from each other from day one. So it's just been a very nice transition, and just knowing that I know the students and seeing them every day and being able to call them by name as they come in the door and make that connection with them has just been a very nice experience.
Well, and that's a different experience than you've had because you were not at Peake originally, so you had to start building those relationships. But I love what you had just shared with us as far as, when you met your secretary for the first time, when you met the AP, when you met the teachers and the staff, like how excited you've been in those relationships. So I don't even think it matters sometimes if you were there originally or you're there brand new, just starting out with that relationship piece. And we're huge on social emotional learning within Hampton City Schools and have been for over 5 years now. And so it really shows your leadership. It's about relationships.
Yes.
Definitely.
So anything going on or upcoming at Forrest that's really exciting you want to share?
We have the unique opportunity we are getting a new assistant principal at Forrest. She will be starting with us next Friday. So everybody's really excited to welcome Dr. Staten. The buzz in the school is we just can't wait for her to come in. We can't wait to just enfold her into all the good things that we're doing. We have the kindergartners are going to the pumpkin patch on Friday, and we're going to be participating in a Fall Festival on October the 28th with the Northampton Community Connection at First Christian Church on Todd's Lane, which is a huge event. So we're really excited to be a part of that again this year.
So lots of exciting things coming up
Yes.
at Forrest just in the month of October.
Just in the month of October,
There
yep.
you go. And Mr. Richardson, how about you?
Similar to Ms. Meier, our kindergartners will be going to the pumpkin patch next week.
Man, I want to be a kindergartner again.
Indeed, indeed. And like Ms. Myers, we'll be also having a fall festival. Our fall festival scheduled for November the 4th, and it'll be right there at Mary S. Peake Elementary School.
So a fall festival, what would somebody expect at a fall festival?
Well, I'm not sure why I agreed to it, but I'll be getting pied in the face.
Oh no, I love it.
But I'm looking forward to the hay rides that's taking place.
So hay rides and a pie to the face. So is
Yes.
that like a fundraiser for the school where they can come up and pie the principal?
Yes.
Oh, you have to send pictures.
No.
Yes. We would love to share those. So your fall festival, are you getting a pie to the face?
Not this year, or not yet this year. Our fall festival is going to be a community event, so we are partnering with other communities, or other community partners within Hampton, and so there's going to be food and games and all kinds of just great things. There'll be a lot of different resources out there for parents to come and see and take advantage of. So,
Well, I hate to tell you this part, is that this is going to air before your fall festival, so whoever's planning it and just heard how Mr. Richardson's stepping up to the plate to get the pie of the principal, they might just add a new booth into your fall
Yeah.
festival. So sorry about that.
yes.
Well, again, thank you both for being here. It was exciting to learn about you and what's going on at your schools. Forrest and Peake are just phenomenal elementary schools. I love visiting both, and we've had the chance to be at both so far this year with Dr. Haynes, I believe, or
Yes.
we might be heading over to Peake. No, we did come to Peake, and that was great to see the staff. So again, a lot of good things going on. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us on HCS Connects. Remember, it's easy to stay connected.